So hello from Green-Mopeds at Strawberry Hill. Today just going to give you a quick run through of the Sur-Ron LBX or LightBee, as you'll probably find it on the internet. This is the road going version. There are actually two versions available. There's this one, which is road legal, and then there's a off-road version as well. This is a remarkably light bike, 47 kilos, which in fact makes it too light to go on to the government grant. The other interesting fact is, for 47 kilos you get between 3 kilowatt nominal and 6 kilowatt max. So you can imagine that something that weighs only 47 kilos to get 3 kilowatts of power, nominal power, and 6 kilowatt max means that you can get pretty good acceleration. As you can hear, hopefully, unlike a lot of the other electric bikes, this one does actually make some noise, primarily because it is a chain-driven bike, not a hub or belt-driven bike. So, for those of you worried about, going around and no one hearing you, that issue should be, or concern should be alleviated, because you definitely hear this bike. So we're just going to take it, I think, up into Richmond Park actually, and see how it handles up there. So, as you can appreciate, the road legal versions have to have more checks and things like proper lighting indicators and things like that. But the other primary difference between this bike and the off-road bike is that the off-road bike is actually delimited, if you like, which means you have access to the 6 kilowatt maximum power, and also means that your maximum speed is quoted at being 47 miles an hour. Now, just like lots of the other bikes, it is possible to de-restrict this road going version to enable you to also do 47 miles an hour. Obviously you would have to check that with your insurer, but suffice it to say that if you could de-restrict this bike and have access to the full 6 kilowatt and go 47 miles an hour, and in such a light weight, it's a great performing machine. Even with that, the bike still has a removable battery. I can show you that when we are stopped at some lights. And it has a fast charging capability of 3.5 hours for up to 60 miles. As I've always said, you should take the quoted maximum range with slightly pinch of salt, because let's say that would be in reality probably 50 miles, but as I say, it's fast charging, 3.5 hour recharge time. It's a 60 volt battery, 32 amp, and the battery itself, out of the 47 kilos, is about 8 or 9 kilos. The engine, which is centrally mounted because it's a belt driven bike, weighs another 10, so you can can see there's not a lot of it apart from those things. That's about a third of the weight just in the battery and the motor. You can sort of view it as a sort of a mountain bike, but with a good electric motor in it, a Panasonic based battery, and the rest is just you know, a metal frame and etc, etc. So because this is essentially originally rather a off-road going bike, and they've made it road legal, you've also got the design, which I'll show you in a separate sort of static review, is like a motocross bike. So it's got big forks, big mudguards, chunky tyres, just like you'd expect from an off-road bike. As you can see from the dash here, I'm doing the 45 kilometers, which is the restriction that this road legal version has. We need to convert this to miles an hour, but I will actually de-restrict this and take it out as a de-restricted version in another review. So now we're stopped. So the battery is underneath here. Here you can see the charging, 93% left. You just undo the lid and the battery will come out. There's two connectors that you'd have to disengage, and then you can get access to the battery itself to take it out, or you can of course charge it on the bike through this charging point here. Dashboard's very simple, like a lot of this bike. This is your protection. Again, it's not really meant for that sort of comfortable ride. This is more of a sort of little power machine that will just get you where you want to go as quickly as possible. The other thing that you might have just noticed is that it has a power switch on the handlebars here. That is for the off-road go version, or if you de-restrict this bike. De-restriction essentially means reconnecting something, a cable that will allow you to access the full power and essentially will enable that switch to actually operate. As you can see, with 3 kilowatts, and I'll show you going up Richmond Hill in a minute, there's no issue over accessing that power and keeping up with traffic. The other thing to bear in mind for UK buyers is that there is actually a weight limit to get onto the plug-in motorcycle grant. This bike is too light for that grant. Not too sure why the powers that be decided on a minimum weight, but unfortunately that means that this bike does not qualify for the grant. Having said that, for what it is, which is 6 kilowatt, 6 kilowatt maximum power for the £4,000, 4495 I think it is. That's still a good price, even if you compared it to bikes that were on the grant, giving you 6 kilowatt. We obviously offer finance as well anyway, so I'm sure if this is a bike that you would like to try out, then we can obviously work something out for you. The off-road version is less. It's from memory, I think it's about 3,500. The prices will be up on the website at some point. I've just got to finalise that. As you can see, when you need to, you can just pick up really quickly. I'm back to doing 28, so it's really down to the sort of power to weight that you're getting here. 47 kilos and 3 kilowatts. You can do the maths on that and actually see it's for the weight. It's probably one of the quickest. The comparison is the NIU-M, which is the next one up, which is 1.2 kilowatts. So this is already 3 kilowatts, and that weighs 55 kilos. So Sur-Ron is like many of the other electric bikes out of China. They're very well known on their motocross bikes. If you actually search for them, you'll find that most of the bikes, or most of the collateral and information they provide, is around the off-road bike. So a bit like some of the other manufacturers that we do, Lifan for example, who were a vehicle manufacturer in their own right, doing petrol motorbikes, and have now decided to do electric. Sur-Ron is essentially doing something similar. They do electric off-roaders, and now they have decided to turn it into a road legal version. So the ride is it's quite responsive, I guess. I mean, there's a lot of spring in this when you they turn up in the box, and the actual forks, because you attach the front wheel, the forks are actually strapped down. One to fit it into the box, but you need to release the sort of pressure that's built up into the springs with this bike. So you can shove it around a bit and bounce around a bit. Again, that's because of the off-road heritage of this bike. As you can see, I mean, this is quite a long hill in Richmond Park. You can see the cyclists sort of struggling a little bit to get up there, but I have been on other bikes, electric mopeds, where you also feel like you're going to struggle a little bit on long hills or big inclines, but because you've got this up to 6 watts available, 6 kilowatts rather, you don't have that issue with this bike. The other thing to mention is this whole thing about belt versus hub. What you'll find is, well, in my opinion, if you do compare one versus the other, what you'll find is that the bikes that have a chain or a belt, so that would be this one, it would be Ascol, it would be Torot, and others, the ones that I do would be those two. You get a lot smoother pickup bike like this would be more of the bike for you than a hub motor. So we're nearly back now. So in summary, up to 6 kilowatts, up to 47 miles an hour, only 47 kilos, 60 volt, 32 amp battery, up to 60-mile range with a 3.5 hour charge time. Unfortunately too light for the grant, but even with that, price for a 6 kilowatt bike, 4,400 for the road version, which this one is. The off-road version is less. It's as basic a bike as you can get. As you can see, there's no real wind protection. The suspension is, I wouldn't say brutal, but it's responsive, let's put it that way, and that's because of the off-road heritage that this bike has. You could de-restrict this road legal version from the 28 moped category that it's currently under to the 47 mile an hour version. You're more than welcome to come and test ride it at Strawberry Hill. And obviously if you want any more information on the bike, then please let us know by contacting us through the website or Facebook or any of the other pages that we have. And I hope you found that review useful. As I said, I will be doing a static review of it in a little while so that you can actually see around the bike. I'll show you the battery, how you remove the battery